Hey guys, Mike here, and today let's talk about The Sims 4 on the Steam Deck because yes, it can run, but it's a bit like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It works, but there's a little jiggling required to get it to sit just right. For all you simmers out there thinking about bringing your digital families with you on the go, Valve's handheld console can indeed handle it, but the experience is a bit of a mixed bag. So, is The Sims 4 Steam Deck compatible? Technically, yes. Is it seamless and buttery smooth? Well, let's dive into the details and find out. If you are excited as we are about today's topic, show some love by liking and subscribing to Retro Pocket for more amazing content. The power of Proton, getting The Sims 4 to run. First things first, The Sims 4 doesn't natively run on Linux, which is the backbone of Steam Deck's SteamOS. That's where Proton comes in, a piece of software that acts like a translator, allowing Windows games to run on Linux-based systems like the Steam Deck. Over the past couple of years, Proton has gotten some serious upgrades, allowing more and more games to run on the deck without a hitch. Now, The Sims 4 isn't exactly a graphical powerhouse. It's not trying to blow your mind with ray-traced reflections of your Sims' latest home renovation project. So, in terms of performance, the Steam Deck can handle the game just fine. You can even get The Sims 4 running at a lovely 90 frames per second on high settings until you remember that the Steam Deck's battery life isn't made of magic. Push the game too hard, and your play session will get cut short faster than a Sim's trip to the bathroom when their bladder bar's in the red. EA and the Origin problem, navigating launchers on the deck. Here's where things get a bit tricky. Electronic Arts, EA, the proud owner of The Sims 4, decided to make life a little more complicated for Steam Deck users by moving from the Origin launcher to the new EA desktop app. And like any major platform change, it wasn't exactly smooth sailing. The transition from Origin to EA desktop caused some headaches for players trying to run the game on the Steam Deck. The old Origin launcher, while clunky, could be wrestled into working with Proton. With EA desktop, however, things got a bit messier. The app would install, but launching The Sims 4? That's where it would throw a tantrum, much like a Sim who's had enough of washing dishes. To get around this, some Steam Deck users have gone down the rabbit hole of workarounds. This often involves running the game in desktop mode, installing the EA desktop app manually, and sometimes even tinkering with compatibility settings like a mad scientist in a sim lab. It's not impossible, but it does require patience, and maybe a little bit of luck. If you're willing to put in the time, you can absolutely get The Sims 4 up and running, but let's just say this isn't the plug-and-play experience you're used to on consoles. Playing The Sims 4 on the Steam Deck, performance and battery life. When you do get The Sims 4 running, the performance is solid, at least from a graphical standpoint. The game can hit 90 FPS on high settings, but there's a bit of a trade-off when it comes to battery life. Running the game at these settings will eat through the Steam Deck's battery faster than your Sim can burn a plate of mac and cheese. If you're going for longer play sessions, especially on the go, you'll want to dial things back to medium settings and maybe cap the frame rate at 60 or even 40 FPS. That way you can squeeze out around 2 to 3 hours of gameplay without constantly looking for a charging cable. Graphically, The Sims 4 looks pretty good on the Steam Deck's 7-inch screen. The 1280 by 800 resolution is a nice match for the game's art style, and the colors pop nicely, especially when you're building the ultimate tropical paradise for your Sims. Or, torturing them by removing all the doors. The game's not going to win any awards for jaw-dropping graphics, but it's bright, colorful, and looks perfectly fine on the Steam Deck's display. Control schemes, from frustrating to functional. One of the biggest hurdles for The Sims 4 on the Steam Deck isn't the performance, it's the controls. The Sims 4 was designed with a keyboard and mouse in mind, and while the Steam Deck's touchpads and touchscreen help bridge that gap, they're not a perfect substitute. Out of the box, the game doesn't come with a fully optimized controller scheme. Most of your gameplay will rely on the right touchpad and trigger to mimic a mouse, and while that works in theory, it can feel a bit clunky during long play sessions. Here's where you might want to get creative. The Steam Deck lets you customize your controller layout, and there are some fantastic community-made control schemes that you can download and tweak. If you're willing to spend a little time getting the controls just right, you can make The Sims 4 feel much more comfortable to play. In particular, mapping the deck's back buttons to important functions like rotating the camera or selecting build mode tools can make the experience a lot smoother. Once you've got a setup that works for you, managing your Sims' lives can be surprisingly intuitive even on a handheld console. The touchscreen can also be handy in certain situations, but you probably won't want to rely on it for the entire game. It's great for quick taps and navigating menus, but extended use might make you feel like you're trying to play Operation on a moving train. Stick to the trackpads and triggers for most actions, and you'll be able to keep your Sim family in line without too much frustration. Is The Sims 4 worth playing on the Steam Deck? So, is The Sims 4 Steam Deck compatible? The short answer is yes, but it comes with some caveats. The game runs well once you've jumped through the hoops of getting it installed and setting up your controls. However, it's not a flawless experience, and there's definitely room for improvement, particularly when it comes to controller optimization and launch stability. If you're a die-hard Sims fan who wants to take your Sim family on the road, the Steam Deck offers a portable solution that works, even if it's not perfect. You'll need to be okay with tinkering around with settings and control schemes, but if you're up for the challenge, you'll find that The Sims 4 is a perfectly enjoyable experience on the deck. Just be sure to pack your charger, because between running the game and managing the chaos that is Sim life, your Steam Deck's battery is going to be working overtime. In conclusion, The Sims 4 on the Steam Deck is a lot like your typical Sim household. It's a little chaotic, requires a bit of work, but ultimately it's a fun and rewarding experience. If you don't mind getting your hands dirty with a few tweaks, you can absolutely enjoy the game on Valve's handheld powerhouse. Just don't expect it to be a seamless ride, and be prepared for a bit of trial and error along the way. With that said, there's something undeniably cool about playing The Sims 4 from your couch, a coffee shop, or even on a long train ride wherever your portable gaming takes you. Like what you see? Smash that like button, subscribe for more epic tech reviews, and don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an update.